Hi, gem lovers, industry partners, and fellow professional salespeople. This is David Artinian with Artinian Gems. And this is a third part in a three-part series on the pillars of sales success. The first part, remember, we talked about you've got to know your outcome. Your outcome's got to be clear. It's got to be concise. It's got to have dates attached to it. It's got to be reasonable. Go back and watch that video if you haven't seen it. It'll be in your inbox at some point. The second part is knowing why. You've got to get juiced up. And you get juiced up because you know why you're doing what you're doing. That's the rocket fuel that propels you forward. You have a monetary reason why. You have an emotional reason why. You might have a personal developmental reason why you're going to do what you're going to do in your sales. So this is what pushes you through when you've made phone calls all day and you've had very little results, and you're on that 30th first phone call, and all of a sudden you think, oh, am I going to quit now? But you say, no, I'm going to make one more call. You make that call and it's a yes, and it happens to be a massive, massive sale. If you had quit at the 30th call before making that 31st phone call, you would have missed out on all of the rewards. So it's that if you got a strong enough reason why, it'll propel you through in those dark days when you're tired, when you're not feeling your best. Now the third pillar is you set your outcome, you know your reason why, and the third part is a massive action plan. You've got to write yourself out a massive action plan. And let me give you a couple clues on this massive action plan. Number one, you got to rip it out of yourself. You got to demand more of yourself than your boss, than your co-workers, than your staff, that anybody else would demand from you. If you come across with that attitude, that I'm going to require more out of myself than anyone ever would, you will never lack for success. Also, in that massive action plan is like you can do massive amount of nothing, can't you? You can do a massive amount of action. You can look busy, but you're actually really not producing much. Just remember, with a massive action plan, that 20% of your effort will yield 80% of your result. So the key to maximize your hours in the day is to identify what are the activities that actually produce something and focus on those. And let me give you a little clue. Generally, that 20% of activity that produces 80% is not the easy stuff. These are the activities that the less courageous salespeople will avoid at all costs. They'll look busy and they'll fill up their day, but they'll fill up their day with 80% of the fluff. A 20% activity, what might it be? It would be clienteling. It would be making phone calls, asking for referrals, and digging in and doing activities that generally people are afraid of. So you think, if you get butterflies when you're thinking about doing it, if you're a little bit afraid, that is a clue that it might be one of the 20% activities that will yield the greatest success. I can tell you that's been the proof in my life. Every major breakthrough I ever made, every big success that ever came my way, I had to sometimes, or quite honestly, I had to do it often, with a little bit of fear and anxiety. But if you will push through, if you've got a big enough why, you will push right through that, and you'll accomplish that massive action plan with doing those 20% activities that yield 80% of your results, and you will be amazed, compounded over time, what that will do for you and what that will do for your business. Well, thank you for your time. I look forward to seeing you soon. This is David Artinian with Artinian Gems.